Let's see what kind of questions I could help you with on the page 145, 146. What can I help you with? Yeah.
Number 5.
5. All right. Oops. Number 5. Root 12 plus 4 root 27 minus 2 root 48.
It's not showing me.
It's because I haven't shared it, huh? Appreciate you looking out for me. Ooh, what is my thing? 1. Thanks, bud. All right, now it shows up. All right, so first thing we're going to look at is I cannot just go and add and subtract this right now because I have different radicals. Does that make sense so far? So I'm going to do it each in part. So I'm going to write some common factors down. So 1 times 1 I'm not worried about. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 4 is 16. 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 6 is 36. 7 times 7 is 49. And that looks like as far as we need to go with our numbers. Okay, so let's look at the 12 first. So 12 falls here. So I'm putting that little black line because the 2 numbers above it, hopefully one of them will work to break up 12. So what should we break 12 up to using one of those numbers? 4 and 3, okay? And we're doing that because 4 is a perfect square. Agreed? Square root of 4 is what? 2. So I wind up with 2 root 3 plus. Let's change color. Okay? Now I'm going to look at the 27. So the 27 falls about here. So which of those numbers above my blue line, the 25, 16, 9, or 4, which of those is the biggest one that works to get us 27? 9. So I have 9 times 3. Square root of 9 is? 3. So that means I have 4 times 3 root 3. Okay? So that we'll have to take care of that in a little bit. So that's technically going to come down to 12 root 3 plus our original 2 root 3. Still following me so far? Then we're going to get to the 48. 48 falls here. So which of the numbers above that, the 36, 25, 16, 9, or 4 would work? Which one's the biggest one that would work? 16. Very good. Some of you might say, yeah, but 4 works. You're absolutely right, but 4 is not the biggest perfect square. So you're going to go 2 times 16 times 3 is going to be that. Okay? Square root of 16 is 4. So that's where that 4 comes from, root 3. Clean it up a little bit more. I get negative 8 root 3. Okay? I'm not done with the problem, but I just want to make sure. Did you follow what was done? Okay, everything has a root 3. I'm adding or subtracting. The root 3s are not going to change at all. Okay, so my answer is going to have root 3 as part of it. So let's do the math. What is 2 added to 12? 14. What is 14 subtract 8? 6. So I get 6 square root 3, or 6 root 3 is my answer. It's a great question to ask about. Thanks for asking. Which one? 8? Okay. Is everyone done with this screen? Cool. Number 8. So I have 4 square root 3, and then I have 5 plus square root 15. Okay? So I can multiply if something is underneath the radical sign. That can be multiplied with something also under the radical sign. Something that is outside the radical sign can be multiplied with something outside the radical sign. But I cannot multiply something outside the radical sign to go inside the radical sign. Make sense? Okay. So if I multiply these together, that's going to give me 20 square root 3. 4 times 5 is 20. Square root 3 comes along for the ride. On the second part of this, I'm going to get plus 4 square root 3 times 15, so 3 times 45. Is that okay? Okay, so
Where do you get the 4?
that 4 was right here. So that just comes along for the ride. It's going to be out front. And then I can go root 3, so under to under multiplied is 45. Okay, now we can start breaking some things down. So I'm going to make my perfect squares. So 1 times 1 I don't worry about. 2 times 2, 3 times 3, 4 times 4, 5 times 5, 6 times 6, 7 times 7. That's probably far enough because my number under the radical is 45. So first question, can that one be broken down any further? What do you think? No, the root 3 is, just as it is. So I'm going to leave that alone for right now. Let's take a look at the red one. Root 45 is like here. So which number that's above that red line can I multiply together with another number to give me 45? Yeah, so 9 and 5. Okay. Square root of 9 is what? 3. So 3 is coming out. So I have 20 root 3 plus 4 times 3, that's 12 root 5. That's as far as I can go with that problem because root 3 and root 5 are different. I can't add or subtract them. If it was multiplication, that's different. I could multiply under, outside, outside.
Can you do, 6?
Yeah, baby. Can I move off the screen? Yep. I could probably squeeze 6 right down here. 5 root 2 squared. Okay, this means I'm going to take 5 root 2 and multiply it with another 5 root 2 for the most part. It means the same thing as just this. Is that okay? So outside, outside multiply. 5 times 5 is 25. What is root 2 times root 2 as a number, not as a root? 2. Okay, now please note this. This 2 came from going root 2 times root 2, which gave me root 4. Root 4 is that 2. So that answer is just going to come out to be 50. Okay, do it the way that you feel comfortable. If you have 2 roots that you're multiplying together, hey, how are you? Okay, he is not here today, but he is. Appreciate you. Postcard for you, Mikey. Practice playing with matches again, sorry. Dude, are you kidding me? What else? What else can we see? Yeah. All right. 11 is kind of pretty and kind of ugly all in the same. All right. So a few things I'm going to realize real quick. Square root of 144 is 12. Square root of x to the 6th is x to the 3rd. Square root of 81 is 9. Uh-oh. I need that to become this. Okay. Square root of y squared, y. This is left under the radical sign. Did you follow what I did? Okay, I don't want to have a radical in the denominator, so at this point, I'm going to multiply top and bottom by root y, which is going to give me 12x to the 3rd root y. And then what is root y times root y? Y. So that's 9y times y. What's y times y? Y squared. Okay, we're almost done with the problem. What number goes into both 12 and 9 evenly? 3. So the top is going to become 4. The bottom is going to become 3y squared. There, it's done. I don't think I'm going to give you one like that to you on the quiz. It didn't hurt us to see it.
Number 3.
3. Can I move on? Oops. All right, so let's write my perfect squares. 1 times 1, I don't worry about. 2 times 2, 3 times 3, 4 times 4, 5 times 5, 6 times 6, 7 times 7, 8 times 8. That should be far enough. Okay, first one I want to look at is root 28, which is here. What numbers above that can I multiply together using one of those numbers above the 25? That would give me 28. Nine times 3 would be 27. 4 times 7 gives me 28. Okay. Square root of 4 is 2, so I get 2 root 7 minus. All right. Then we're going to look at the 63. 63 falls there. Look up with the numbers above that black bar. What numbers multiply together to give me 63? I heard it. Yeah, 9. Good. So 9 times 7 gives me 63. Square root of 9 is 3. So then I get 3 root 7. Are my radicals the same? Yep. So I'm going to get root 7. 2 subtract 3 is negative 1. So negative 1 root 7, or you could have negative root 7. Your choice. Both answers, same correctness. What else do you see? 12? Okay. Number 12. So I get 5 root 21 times 2 root 3. Okay, so now we're getting into an area that's being multiplied outside, outside, inside, inside. So I'm going to go 5 times 2. I'm going to get 10. But rather than multiplying 21 and 3 together, I'm going to bring this 3 down. But let's break 21 down into what times what gives me 21. I'm not worried about perfect square right now. Yeah, 7 times 3, right? So then if I do that, if these were multiplied together, that gives me a perfect square, which gives me 9. So what's the square root of 9? 3. So 10 times 3, I get 30. And then I have a root 7 left behind. There we go. All right, will you flip over to page 147, please? Page 147. And I would like you to try problem number 1. And I'll give you okay. So root 72 falls about there. What numbers above could I multiply together? 64 times the number give me 72? What about 49? What about 36? Yeah. So again, if you start from the bottom, it's going to work out nicely. What's the square root of 36? So I get 6 square root 2. Done. Now here's the hard thing. Being that you're using calculators tomorrow, someone's going to just type in square root 72 on a calculator and give me an answer that's like 8 with a decimal that's 10 in length. That's incorrect. You're not going to get points for that. Okay, why are you using the calculators? To figure out, okay, how can I break this down? I want an exact, this is an exact answer. Okay, I understand how the calculator works. It's not going to give you the right exact answer. Yes, sir. Okay. All right, friends, how about we try problem number 2, which is square root 80 a to the 5th b. See if you can figure that one out. All right, so let's list these out. 2 times 2, 3 times 3, 4 times 4, 5 times 5, 6 times 6, 7 times 7, 8 times 8, 9 times 9. Okay, that's an 81. So let's think about 81 or root 80. Which number is going to work to multiply together to give me 80? Will 64 times the number work? Will 49 times the number? Will 36 times the number? Let's see, 36 times 2 is 72. 36 times 3 is too big. What about 25? Would that work? What about 16? Yeah, 16 times what? 5. So on a calculator, you go 80 divided by 16, you get 5. Okay? What should I do with a to the 5th to make it a perfect square? Yeah, a to the 4th and a. Good. And then just b to the 1st is fine, or just b. You can leave those in there. All right, let's deal with our perfect squares. Square root of 16. Square root of a to the 4th. And then everything else is left behind under the radical. Done. Yes, sir.
You do 9.
Oh, I'm on page 147. I moved over.
I know.
Oh, is that 147?
Yeah.
Jump to 9.
I won't just going like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was just going
Oh.
more. I actually won't put one like 9 on the quiz tomorrow. But the answer is 3. Because it's the same thing as the square root of 9. But I won't put one like that. All right, problem number 3. Give you 20 seconds to work on this one. When you're done, take a look. Did you get what I got? If so, I think you did it right. Or we both did it wrong, which is possible. Questions on that one? That one's easy, I think. Corey, you good? Can I move on? Try number 4, see how we do. See how you do on that. I'll list over here perfect squares. So that's what I've got so far. What do you think? Notice I did not multiply 6 times 12 to get 72. But I realized 12 broke down to 6 times 2. Even though 6 is not a perfect square, there is another 6 as part of that problem. So if I multiply those together, I get 36. What's the square root of 36? 6. So I'm going to get 6 times 6. Square root of x squared is x. What's left behind? Yeah, root 2. So then just clean it up outside. 36x root 2. How do you feel? Seem okay? All right. I want to do, let's see. Five, six, seven, eight, we'll all do on one screen, okay? So go ahead and give those a try. I'll work them up here.
I did not have now, so you're saying just remove that. What you kind of tap into.
There's those four worked out. You feel comfortable with those? Any questions I can answer about those? So question, do you all feel comfortable coming up with the perfect squares if you don't have them memorized? Do you know how to do that? Is it okay to get 4, you go 2 times 2, to get 9, you go 3 times 3, to get 16, you go 4 times 4, 5 times 5 is 25, 6 times 6 is 36. That's how you do it. I strongly encourage you, please, 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 get a calculator. I don't have one for you to borrow. Please, 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 get a calculator. There's something, you know there's a calculator at home, okay? You know, I don't care how junky it is. Get the one that sitting on the desk in the living room that has dust covering it. Take that one. So, I want to get one of those fancy calculators. No, just bring a cheap one in. Don't go crazy on me. The last problem I want to do is number 12. Okay. What do you think? Talk to me. Yep. And then? Okay, root 3 times root 6. So I guess we could make that root 18. Some of the times we were breaking it down, but 18 is a pretty small number. All right, and then I'm going to do this. 2 root 24, because I can multiply underneath. Then 4, 9, 16, 25. That's enough. 18's there. Which two numbers multiply to give me the 18? One being a perfect square. Yeah, baby. 9 and 2. Square root of 9. So I get 8 times 3 root 2. 24 root 2. Minus. And go with this one. 24. I'm going to use that same line. Which two of those numbers would multiply to give me the negative 24? Or 24, excuse me. 4 and 6, right? Cool. Square root of 4 is 2. So it gives me minus 4 root 6. I can't get any further. That's done. Overdone. Correct. Looks good. I think we have reviewed as much as we can. Feel comfortable about this. Take your time. 12 questions. I realize it is advisory period, so it's a little shorter, but 12 questions. Probably be time for 5 minutes worth of questions and then go, but there's no reason why you can't get 12 questions done. Okay? Just the front page, nothing on the back. Sound like a deal?